George. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. And I want to welcome you here today. Today our subject is called Mediumship, a doorway to wisdom. And I have a group called the Divine Collective with me today. And they are really excited about what is coming in this next year for humanity, especially for those that are willing and ready to open themselves up to knowing what they do not know, to know what you do not know. One of the challenges that humanity is facing, and many individuals are facing, is that we're stuck with what we think we know, what we've been taught to believe is true, what we've been conditioned to understand as reality. And it limits us exceedingly from being able to explore possibilities outside of what we're experiencing. And so mediumship, just so you understand it from my perspective, mediumship is essentially opening up pathways in perception to connecting to non-physical beings that exist outside of the framework of our five physical senses, being able to communicate with them, utilize their knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to expand our own consciousness so that we can create a better expression for ourselves here in this physical dimension. For many people on this planet, there's a great struggle to find a sense of freedom and joy and love. We see a lot of suffering, starvation on the planet, and it is unnecessary. And it is only unnecessary because you believe that what you know is all you know, that there's things that you don't know outside of what you already know. Being able to expand yourself beyond what you know will allow you to embrace what you do not know, to open your consciousness up to information that's outside of what you currently understand. And from that perspective, you as a being, not simply as a body mind, but you as a being, as an awareness that's living in that physical body that you find yourself in, has the opportunity to begin to alter and change the way in which your world appears and is experienced by you in time and space. So this process of mediumship, everybody is a medium in some way, shape, or form. I don't care who you are, whether you're an atheist or you're a fervent religious believer, a scientist, a doctor, a mom. Everyone is a medium of some form. We often are finding ourselves having to rely on something other than what we know. We find ourselves in situations that we don't understand, and we have to learn something outside of what we know. The automobile, Henry Ford was a medium for the idea of the automobile, right? Thomas, and he wasn't the only one at that time. There were others all over the world simultaneously bringing through the idea from a non-physical place into mind, time, and space. Henry Ford was a medium, and so were many others bringing through the idea of automobile. The same with electricity and the radio signal. Marconi and Edison, these great men. There were many others like them doing exactly the same thing. They were a medium for an invisible idea that came to them that they then converted into a material medium of expression. Nikola Tesla, Joan of Arc. Most great innovations and creations are things that came through the process of mediumship, where it came through a non-physical realm. Some call it inspiration, right? Some call it intuition. Doesn't matter what you call it. It came from a non-physical place into a physical medium of expression, through which the physical labor of the individuals then assembled material and matter together to produce the idea that was invisible, that came to their mind, that they were a channel for, a medium for, that they articulated into time-space. And whether you are an atheist, or whether you are a doctor, or a nurse, or a mom, everyone is a medium for information. If they learn how to open themselves up, learn how to ask questions, learn to become sensitive to the information in the field of energy that contains all that you can consider. In other words, all space, all time are interdependent in this physical dimension. And space in this dimension contains all things within it. Every conceivable speck and molecule of matter is contained in space. And what that space is, no one knows, but we would say to you that that space is consciousness that has the ability to reorganize time, space, and matter according to ideas and information and actions to produce very specific things in your experience. Mediumship. You are a medium whether you know it or not. Anytime you ask a question, you are attempting to become a medium for an answer that you do not possess. How do I get out of this difficulty? How do I solve this problem? What do I do about this? You are attempting to be a medium. Everyone is. The question is, how effective can you be at it? And what wisdom can you garner from it? Most people will ask questions and get information from what they already know and end up repeating what they already know. They end up repeating the same experiences because they're using what they already know. You can't get something new from what you already know. And so the process of mediumship is liberating yourself from what you know to bring in what you do not know into your life to enhance and improve the quality of your experience in this physical dimension. This physical dimension is but one small speck of a continuum of consciousness that goes on indeterminately through time. There is no beginning. There is no end. There is just this endless expression of energy that is not simply limited to this physical dimension. There is great wisdom available, great knowledge available, great truth available to all of you that are willing to open yourself up to something more than what you know. And you may label it any way you like and assign any emotional quality to that. Some of you think that mediumship is some airy-fairy thing that is, undetectable. But we can assure you that that's like telling Nikola Tesla or Thomas Edison or Henry Ford that their ideas for these things they brought into this world are stupid or wrong or not right. That's not true, though. The reality is they were mediums. All great innovators and inventors and creators are mediums. All humans have this potential within them to be a conveyor of information beyond what the 5 physical senses have been able to provide you with. Your 5 physical senses can only afford you information from this realm of consciousness, which is a realm of matter, time, and space. Your consciousness, your awareness, does not live exclusively in time and space. You are a non-physical entity working through a physical medium, as are every single living creature on this planet. It's a conscious entity living through a physical medium of expression. When you learn to open your consciousness up, to differentiate your awareness from your thoughts, to differentiate your awareness from your body, not to separate yourself from them, you cannot, because you are here to learn and grow through them, but to get to a place of awareness where you can then begin to access information that is not readily available through the 5 physical senses. And you may call it, if it is easier for you, you may call it opening your intuition, or opening to your creative imagination, or opening up to the divine, or opening up to guides or angels, because they all exist. They all exist. All possibilities exist in the process of creation. And you get to decide which possibilities you will align yourself to. Many of you find yourself struggling only with the possibilities of what you've been taught to believe is true or not true. And so you find yourself running around in a cycle in your mind or in your life, never really getting anywhere, but knowing there's somewhere you can go, but you don't know how to get there. You must learn to open your mind, your consciousness, your awareness to those realms beyond the perception of the 5 physical senses exclusively. We have the honor of bringing this knowledge, this wisdom, this understanding through this one into this dimension, and many others. There are many others on this planet right now that are teaching and enlightening others to explore beyond what the senses tell them. You have many gurus and masters and trainers and coaches and many different forms of expression, but all serve the same purpose of aligning people to that higher awareness of themselves, to enable them to create the greatest possible expression of their being in the medium of mind and matter. In the medium of mind and matter. Because your mind and your matter are a medium through which you as an awareness function. And while you are bound by the information that's come in through your 5 physical senses as a mechanism that you have to work with, information, ideas, memories, and experiences that you have to then sort through, to decide what is useful to you, what is not useful to you, in order for you to begin to create something different. But many of you are so attached to what you've been taught or told that it is very difficult for you to create anything different. And so you find yourself struggling. You do not have to struggle. You did not come here to struggle. You came here to live. You came here to express. You came here to evolve. You came here to grow. You came here to enlighten your consciousness further. We would simply say that the opportunity that is facing humanity right now, collectively and individually, is based in an understanding that there is knowledge and information outside of the physical and mental realms as you understand them to be. And that when you reach outside of what is known to you, you begin to tap into what is unknown but knowable. You get to tap into what is unknown but knowable. Think about that. You get to tap into what you do not know. And how many of you have questions like, how can I solve this problem? What do I do? Many of you pray to your Creator God. Many of you pray to your guides and angels. You're asking, what can I do? I do not know what to do, because you are seeking to know the unknown. And the only way to know the unknown is to let go of what you already know. Me personally, I'm honored and privileged to be able to articulate the knowledge and information that's been given to me to share with others in our courses and classes. And there have been amazing changes that are happening in people's lives everywhere. Not just with ours, but with many teachers out there, with many schools. The elevation of the human collective unconsciousness is really, really important at this time. The elevation of the collective unconsciousness of humanity is really important this time. And the course and classes we were given to teach literally have a step-by-step flow that takes you from point A to B to C. It lets you move smoothly from one level of your awareness to another, to learn how to understand the value and use of your body. What is your body for? It's an instrument that you're here to use. How can you make your body the best body it possibly can be? And we address that in the course. We have a whole program on how to heal your body through diet, through moving away from toxified, dead, devitalized foods into live, living, vital foods. And we have a whole program on helping you to understand what your mind really is. And this is simple. In 9 weeks, you can change your life. This afternoon at 12:30, I'm going to have a wonderful, 12:30 Eastern Standard Time on my channel here, I'm going to have a wonderful, wonderful soul called Jeanine Rabie, and she's going to be talking about some of the amazing changes that has unfolded in her life. And I hope you'll come and join us at 12:30 to experience the wonder and the magic that can happen for a person when they commit to stepping outside of what they know and engage and embrace what they do not know, what changes can happen for you. You know, years ago, I was very suicidal. I was under psychiatric care. I had drug and alcohol problems. And I kept repeating those things for years. And it wasn't until something happened that took me outside of what I understood that I broke out of the pattern that I was stuck in. And most of us are stuck in patterns. They're not stuck in patterns. The beings that I work with are not in patterns. They laugh at how we run around in circles all the time. But you're not bound by those patterns. You can learn to step out of the patterns. And yeah, I know this sounds a bit, this is a bit of an infomercial, I admit that. But it's really important. The work that's being done on this planet right now is really, really important. We have to awaken. Individually, we must choose that. You know, suffering is a choice. Suffering is a choice for many. And for some, it's been imposed. But the reality is, any situation and circumstance, when you learn to go outside of what you understand, can alter and change the conditions of your life. Yeah. So wisdom. They wanted me to talk a bit about wisdom. Wisdom is the acquired information that you get, that you are able to apply to affect proper changes in your expression. We're not talking merely about the wisdom that you have acquired from your worldly experiences. We're talking about the infinite wisdom that is available to you to alter the conditions of your physical world. Wisdom comes when you begin to know that you do not know. Wisdom comes when you begin to understand that you know that you do not know That is when wisdom begins to come. And when you begin to know what you do not know, your life changes tremendously. When you begin to know what you do not know, your life begins to change tremendously. You're no longer bound. You're no longer bound by what you know. The belief that you aren't good enough, the belief that you should suffer, the belief that life is difficult. When you surrender those to something completely different, and what that will be for you or another is different. What will be different for you will be different for somebody else. What you need will be different than somebody else. But we can assure you, as you get aligned and outside of what you know and connected to what you do not know, your universe will change. Your world will change. Your health will change. Your mind will change. Your soul will smile. Your body will evolve. And you will shine as you were intended to shine, as you always shine. The moment you came into that physical body, you came in a trust, in a desire, and in response to a call for love in this physical dimension. All of you came in response to a call for love. And now you have the opportunity to answer that call consciously. Many of you were layered with information and ideas that made you blind to your true nature, that made you think that you are somehow less than this divine creation that you truly are. But the thoughts in your mind and the emotions that go with them are not who you are. That is strictly and simply information that can be altered and changed. In your pursuit to end your suffering, we can assure you, you will find a way. Whatever path you choose to take, the minute you make the choice that you will end your suffering, not to get rid of the expression of your body, but to end your suffering, which means you must step outside of the thoughts, the emotions, and the experiences that you believe are causing you to suffer, and then begin to embrace a different quality of thought and emotion that allows you to step freely into a new world of your own creation. This process of what we call mediumship is simply tapping into that realm of knowledge and information that is available to everyone, but from which very few people ever draw. Very few people open that door, and we label it here as mediumship, but you may also call it opening to intuition, opening to divine guidance, whatever you may choose to call it. Every one of you is a medium, and there are many beings on many different levels of consciousness. There are many, very many, that exist, that are outside what you think you know and what your five physical senses tell you. But even the simplicity of your mind, in that your thought is invisible. Your thought is invisible. Nobody can see your thoughts. Some can perhaps guess your thoughts by reading your body language or your facial expression. Some people can guess at those things, but they can never really see your thoughts because they're invisible. They are non-physical. There is a non-physical realm that you as an awareness are aware of. You're aware of your thoughts. That you as an awareness are aware of this non-physical realm called thought. Well, then you that is aware of those thoughts are also non-physical, but you are working through a material medium called body. You are working through a physical medium and an invisible medium called thought. And you use your awareness of thought and matter to create what you call the experience of your life. If you change your process of thought, you will change conditions in matter. So very fascinating. So they wanted to talk about that. And again, for those of you that want to come and take our mediumship courses, go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and check it out. They're going to take some questions and answers, because this is so important to understand that mediumship is natural and available to every soul on this planet. It's happening all the time. Innovation, creation are effects of that process of mediumship, learning to channel or bring through new information. It's really important to understand that it's not something that certain people can do, or this psychic person or that person, they're special. No, everyone. You are a channel. You are a channel for limitless possibilities, limitless information. And all you need to learn how to do is how to open that channel up so that you can start to tap into the guidance, the inspiration, the information that's available to you. And I cannot tell you, well, I can tell you, in the last 3 years, since connecting with my guides and angels, my guardian angel John and many others, since that's happened, my life has changed tremendously. I've learned to listen and ask questions, not look at the television or newspapers, but to go inside, to tap into these divine beings that are with me and with you, to ask them information and get inspiration, right? And it doesn't matter what label you give it. You can label it as intuition or creative imagination. It doesn't matter what label you give it. You're still being a channel. You're still being a medium for information that's invisible and bringing it into a visible realm. But to actually understand the process and methodology for that, so that you can begin to change your mind and change your body and change your world. Because I'll tell you, humanity in these next years especially, is going to be very, very interesting. The consciousness, the human emotional field, is affecting things in time and space. The human collective emotional field affects things in time and space. Emotion organizes matter. My guardian angel John, 2.5 years ago, told me, William, emotion is the fifth state of energy, and it organizes all matter below it. Emotion organizes all states of matter below it. Solids, liquids, gases, and plasma are organized by the way we utilize emotion as an energy, because it organizes matter. And that's readily observable. If you look at a person that's excited, their body reacts a certain way. People that are sad, their body reacts a certain way. Emotion organizes all material conditions in the human spectrum of expression. So please remember that your emotion is organizing your experiences. And if you can learn to organize your thoughts and your emotions differently, you can literally reorganize your life. Miracles are natural phenomena of people who are able to alter and change their mind and their emotions. Miracles are natural phenomena. People are able to reorganize their mind and their emotions, because energy organizes matter. Change your mind, change your emotions, it changes your world. It's really fascinating. Let's get into some questions, guys. Hello, Drusilla. I'm going to scroll up here. Hi, Tanya. Hello, Allison. Yeah. For those of you that are new here today, remember to give this video a thumbs up. Please give this video a thumbs up. Click on the subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell so you'll know that when we come live. We come live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays with Shortcuts for Your Soul, and then we do a meditation every Saturday from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on a program called Supernatural Saturday, which is a meditation part that's the kind of puts together everything that we do on Shortcuts for Your Soul Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and that will be tomorrow. So come and join us. Yeah, very exciting. Hello, Nicole. Good morning. Hello, Marigold. Hello, Ruth. Hello. Question from Drusilla. Can you please ask my guides if my knowing is my sixth sense? I had a download once from Jamal Ipsiku. How can I help that to happen again? It's funny. Jamal is just simply saying some of you can utilize your experience in a positive way. Your past experiences can be used in a positive way, not simply a negative way. But you do remember that. You do remember that very clearly. And in that process of remembering, you can align yourself or reconnect to the very energy or emotion that you use to facilitate that creation. Take the time to reconnect to that energy now. Take the time to reconnect to that energy now. The channel will open because you are turning your attention to it now. And when you turn your attention to that feeling, you open that door again. Thank you, Drusilla. Question from Magnet. Please explain how I can use consciousness to manage matter. It's not, you use your awareness to focus. You use awareness to focus. You use awareness to focus. You use emotion to organize matter. In the process of creation, this process of opening and closing my hand is an emotional process. It's a process of energy. I feel a certain way when I do that. There's a feeling or an emotion, and that emotion organizes matter. When you can deliberately align yourself to certain qualities of emotion, you will begin to generate, if you sustain that emotion, you begin to generate an exponential growth in the reorganization of subatomic particles to produce a specific result. In this case, all the subatomic particles that make up this arm have been trained to do this quickly. But as a little baby, The subatomic particles couldn't do this. If you look at a little baby, they can't even wiggle their fingers very well. The process of interaction with their awareness, observing the body, and what they're being shown from the environment trains them to learn how to organize that matter. But the external environment is not separate from your body. Your body is part of the environment. And so you have a relationship. If you're thinking about wealth, you're thinking about joy, you're feeling the energy of those things, and you broadcast that energy, it's going to begin to alter and change things around you. I have a plant here, a leaf here. It started to actually get more green again. It's funny. So this leaf, 2.5 months ago, this leaf fell off one of my plants that I happen to love very much. And it has stayed pretty much green until I went away on vacation. I forgot to instruct this is the leaf here. It's still green at the top, the upper part. This leaf's been off its branch for 2 months. And I started loving it again when I got back. The person where I left here, I didn't give them instructions. I give this leaf love every day because it was perfectly green and pristine. It had been for well over 6 weeks. And they didn't have that instruction, so they were not paying attention to it. I've started paying attention to it, and it started growing green down the side again. But emotion, the way I feel about things, when you feel an emotion, you're sending out an energy. Right now, the voice that I'm speaking with is sending out a sound wave. And that sound wave affects things around you. That sound wave, you hear a loud bang, it affects your system. Well, an emotion like joy, an emotion like a feeling of wealth, a feeling of playfulness, a feeling of excitement, when you send those emotions out, it begins to organize matter for you. And it really is a matter of practice. Yeah. They say, but you have to also get rid of those things in your mind that would contradict the emotion that you wish to see expressed in your world. Your consciousness is what you use to generate specific qualities of emotion, and those specific qualities of emotion will have very precise effects in the conditions of your matter, meaning your physical world. It's very simple. Your awareness directs energy. Your awareness directs energy. Many of you are unaware of this and believe that energy is directing you. Many of the things that you've been taught to believe and think about the world have conditioned you to think that the world is somehow in charge of what you think and feel, and nothing could be further from the truth. For you, as awareness, are in charge of what you think and feel if you choose to take that position of divine authority over your mind and your body. You can affect wonderful changes in your world. Wonderful. Well, thank you for that super chat, Drusilla. I really appreciate that. Wonderful. Question from Victorious. I've been writing light language every morning for 6 days now, and last night I woke up and couldn't sleep. What does my guides and angels want me to know? You have to ask for the information you seek. Your body has no way of processing this. Your body has no way of processing what we are communicating to you. You need to not try to wait for your body to hear, but let your awareness perceive. Let your awareness perceive the language that we are communicating to you. Simply writing it down does not allow your body to have understanding of it. You must learn to articulate an awareness of what is the information that is being communicated vibrationally to you before you put it through your body. If you align to the vibrational energy of what we are communicating, the language will come to your mind. The language that you will be able to understand will come to your mind, and then you can write that down. Please understand this. There is a sequence. This process of automatic writing requires that you be willing to let go of being attached to what the body is going to do and be aligned to the vibrational sensation, the qualities of subtle emotion and feeling that can be then perceived by you and translated into information that you can then articulate in either words or in form of writing, such as this. Wow, that's really cool, Victorious. Thank you. Question from Michelle. Is there any advice for me regarding my 19-year-old son? He seems to be speaking out of control and just moved out to college apartment. It sounds like, yeah. They're saying it sounds like he's trying to grow up. He's trying to grow up. Give him space. Give him space. Give him loving space. Do not give him your fearful energy. Give him your loving space. Give him your love. Give him your love. Give him your love. Do not go to that place of your fear and your concern. This one is seeking to liberate himself from fear. He wishes to be free in his expression of being. Offer him your love. This would be of greater value to you and to him. And you will be pleased. You will be pleased. Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. Question from Sunny. My healing clients passed away from COVID lung issues after going through a successful brain surgery. Any message from her? The last session I did for her, she kept saying she's grateful. Yeah, she is grateful. You must understand that the body is simply a mechanism, a point of expression for each individual. The body is not the nature of who you are. It is merely a reference point for your expression in time and space. The successful brain surgery simply allowed her to understand that she did not have to be subjected to suffering anymore. Her learning was complete. She completed her learning. Yeah, she wants to place a hand on your back. This is not the physical being. This is the energy of her. She wants to place a hand on your back and a hand on your heart. And she wants you to feel the love and the gratitude that she's received in liberating herself from her suffering. She's saying, it was my time to leave. I learned what I needed to learn. Yes, that expression is completed. That expression is done. And I am free. Yeah, it's interesting when you understand that the body is only a physical medium of expression. It's not who you are. And the identity that you have, in this case, the identity of William, or the identity of Sunny, or the identity of George, the individualized identity that you've been given with this body-mind is just the medium, the mechanism through which you express. Use and awareness expressed through the medium of mind and matter. And if you learn to change the way the mind is functioning, you'll change your world. But your body's not who you are. Your thoughts are not who you are. They're just mechanisms for creation. Your body and mind are mechanisms for creative expression in this physical dimension, while you learn and grow and acquire knowledge and wisdom. Yeah. Yes. Yes, that's correct. That's correct. Question from Kelly. I'm studying hypnotherapy. Is this a good direction for me to go? Absolutely. Absolutely. Everyone should understand the process of hypnosis on this dimension. Because everybody's hypnotized by their televisions, everybody's hypnotized by the radios and the newspapers, and everybody's hypnotized. Hypnosis is the process of being able to understand the relationship between the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and the individual awareness or soul. Those three components of the personality, the soul, the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and the medium of expression or the body. Hypnosis will give you a really deep understanding into that relationship. But you must understand that the subconscious mind is a deductive functioning field of energy. The subconscious mind is a deductive field of energy that just receives information and reacts to it. Whereas your conscious awareness is an inductive element that can reorganize information. Hypnosis will be very powerful for you. Kelly, you're going to have an amazing time when you begin to grasp how the subconscious mind works and how to teach others how to use their subconscious mind so they're no longer subjected to it. Most people believe they are their subconscious mind. They believe they are what they think. They don't realize they aren't what they think. They are the thinker, not the thoughts. They are the thinker, not the thoughts. All of us are. We are thinkers, not thoughts. Thank you, Kelly. Great question. Question from Dion. What can I do? What can I do about the constant ringing in my ears? That's a really good question. Let me ask. What can she do about the ringing in her ears? They're saying you need to go into forests, spend time in forests, and listen intently to the sound that the forest generates. Do this at least twice weekly, go into the forest and listen to the sounds that the forest generates. If you can, allow your feet to touch the floor of the forest while you do this. Allow your body to breathe the energy of the forest, but turn your attention to the sound of the forest. This process of grounding and aligning yourself to this energy will diminish the irritation of this, but you must understand that this ringing is also information that you may align yourself to access. There is information in that ringing. It is a frequency of energy, and you may tap into that information if you learn to understand and comprehend how to convert one form of energy with your perception into a language or information that you can comprehend. You as a soul have the capacity to alter and change energy. As awareness, you can change thought, you can change emotion, you can even change what your body does, but you can also change and access different frequencies, which is what we began today with, understanding that you are a medium for information. And depending on the way in which you understand that information, you can grow from this or you can shrink from this. The goal in mediumship, though, is simply to become more of who you already are. And that's the most wonderful thing. If everybody knew who they truly were, this world would be very different. But most people are caught up in the illusion of their mind and their body as being the sole locus of their identities, and they struggle with this because, in truth, everybody knows there's more to themselves than they observe with their 5 physical senses. There's so much more to you all. Question from Nicole. May I have a message from my guardian angel? I don't know why they're coming in. They're doing this jumpy thing, Nicole. There's like a jumpy thing going on. What's that for? They're saying it's something about your lymphatic system. If you find a place where you can jump up and down lightly for about 15 minutes a day for about a week to get the lymphatic system flowing smoother, so that you want to just find a spot where you can bounce up and down lightly and let the muscle system in the body move freely, so that your lymphatic system can be recalibrated. That's the word I'm picking up from the recalibrate your lymphatic system. Right, that movement's very good. So yeah, do that. It's really cool. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, time for one more question from Lynette. A message from my higher guides. Wow. It's funny. I get they're showing me a picture of this man. It's almost like Lord Krishna sitting in a lotus position. Sitting in a lotus position. There is a smile on the face. There is these golden balls of energy that come down into the crown through the different energy centers, connecting to the earth. Take the time to do this. The being called Lord Krishna will connect with you. Find this place where you can sit undisturbed. They're saying there should be a circle of rocks. There's a circle of rocks. And in that place you may sit in that position. Yes. And you will feel it is an alignment. Recall on that one you know of as Lord Krishna in that position. He will be with you to help you with this alignment. These are incredible. These gold balls that come, they're like different points. They come in the throat chakra, heart center, the solar plexus chakra, all the energy centers right down, but they're showing it going down below your body into the earth. So there's an actual large golden sphere that you're connected to from above all the way down to literally the plasma core of the earth. Really cool. Thank you so much. That's a great question. Wow, guys. So yeah, everyone is a medium. Please remember that every single soul on this planet is a medium, whether they want to admit it or not. They are. They receive inspiration, ideas outside of what's familiar to them. Sometimes, you know, when you're asking yourself a question, who are you asking? When you're asking yourself a question, who are you asking? You know, think about that. And again, I want to invite you all for today at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's also New York time. I'm going to be having Jeanine Rabie from South Africa. We're going to be talking about some of the amazing changes that have gone on in her life over the last few months. And I want to say thank you, everybody. If you want to support this channel, you can go to my Patreon page, patreon.com/William Michael Forbes. And again, if you want to sign up for our mediumship program, you can go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and register for the courses and classes. And again, have yourselves a wonderful and a joyful day. And remember, subscribe to the channel, click the thumbs up for this video, and click the notification bell so you get notified when we come live. I want to wish you all much, much love. Have a wonderful and a joyful day. And I want to thank the beings that came through to us today. Much love. Bye for now. There we go.